Hey, we're back. This is Danso Financial Podcast. This is episode 5. How you guys doing this evening? I am your humble and gracious host, Charles Danso. Damn, I'm by myself today. If my team is listening, I just want to say you guys are assholes for keeping me by myself today. But, you know, I just want to basically just introduce you to one of a good guy that we have. Great entrepreneur. Pretty much a guy that pretty much has been in this for a little bit, so he can definitely give you guys some good gems. Is Noah? Noah, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
How you feeling today?
I feel good, man. Excited to be on the podcast, man. I'm very, very excited to be on here today, man.
No, we're happy to have you. Trust me. You know, it's pretty boring with the other two. You know, so I'm glad that you were able to join. You know, so basically, you know, just tell us a little bit about yourself first. Let's not get into the entrepreneurship. Let's talk about you first.
Yeah. And
then, you know, talk a little bit about what do you do, what do you enjoy doing in terms of outside of maybe work, and then we'll get into the entrepreneurship piece.
Okay, yeah. So a little bit of like both of like personal work and then okay, yeah, definitely. So I'm actually a marketing analyst on Wall Street. That's my full-time job, I'd say. I tell people that's like my Clark Kent, right?
Yeah,
it's my Clark Kent side. And then I am a university alum. I've been in New York for about the last 3 years. Work in marketing. Some of my interests that I really like. I love superheroes. Not gonna lie, like I'm a big kid, man. I'm a big kid.
What kind of superheroes you like?
Specifically Superman for sure, man.
You know.
Superman and Spider-Man. If I say DC and Marvel, I can nerd out, man.
I thought he was gonna say Black Panther, but never mind.
Hey, man, right. Wakanda forever, but he ain't the favorite. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He ain't the favorite.
He ain't the favorite? Okay.
Yeah, he's dope though. He's dope. In fact, I probably prefer Michael B. Jordan's character, you know what I'm saying?
It was a Killmonger,
man. I think if I was to say anything, that dude, man.
That'd be the guy. Yeah, I hear you.
But other than that, yeah, man, I love working out. I love playing video games, Madden. I'd be playing it anybody. I'm still waiting to play Rami actually in 2K.
Rami, you heard that. You heard that here first. That's a special announcement. All right.
So other than that, man, I just enjoy the biggest thing, man, just enjoying the most out of life. I think that's like my thing that I've been focusing on a lot lately.
Okay, that's really cool. That's dope. Yeah, you know, we're kind of talking off air, and I was interested in just learning a little bit more about Noah. You know, so you know, he was talking about working. We work in a similar scope. I don't want you guys following us, so we're not going to say the actual company we work for, but, you know, we work in a similar company in our 9-to-5, but we both have businesses outside of our 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
So I do want to get a little bit into your business. I saw the acronym H.Y.P.E. I was interested in it. First, I want you to explain what exactly is H.Y.P.E. What the hell is H.Y.P.E.?
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of people always ask me, like, why do you keep saying embrace the hype all the time? So give a little bit of background. Me and two buddies started a fitness YouTube channel back in college, our junior, senior year. And we started doing a lot of workout videos, stuff like that. And we're like, we need to say something to end the video, right? And something that kind of involves all of us, like what we embody. Right. Yeah. And I was like, we're like, embrace the process, we said embrace. And I was like, yo, embrace the hype. I was like, oh, I like that. Cause we're just all energetic. We all have like a lot of energy. So we used to say that a ton, just embrace the hype, embrace the hype. And later on, fast forward like a year or two later, I thought about it when I wanted to start my business. I was just like, because thing is, was that Simon Sinek, people don't buy what it is, they buy, you know, the why. Yeah. Right. And for me, I was like, well, why do I want people to invest in the brand? Right. And it's because I want them to feel an emotion. Yeah. Right. And what emotions do I feel like everybody should embody? Yeah. And that there's four values, and that's actually what makes up H.Y.P.E. It's healthy, youthful, productive, and excited. And if somebody can feel all 4 of those values in life, they're going to be going down the right track. Yeah. Right?
I agree.
So that's the first aspect of it, is those 4 values. The other aspect is the person of who I'm speaking to. Right?
Who is that, please?
So that is a healthy young professional every day. So that's the person, a healthy young professional every day, and I want them to embody being healthy, youthful, productive, and excited. So both of those each spell the acronym HYPE, and that's what it means. And that's why I feel so passionate about that, because those are the values I embody, and those are the people I want to share it with.
Okay. Is anybody part of this hype outside of you?
So right now it's a community of people who are really trying to be healthy. So it means anybody who can use the hashtag. I mean, but the biggest thing is my brother's my business partner. That's the first person I would say.
You kept it in house with the fam, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's like 14 months. We're like 14 months younger than me. We're like twins. He lives with me, lives like across the hall. So I'm like, yo, I gotta make this video. Come film me.
That's dope.
But yeah, so right now it's just me and him on the team. And part of the community, man, I just tell anybody who's a young professional, who's working a full-time job, or maybe they're an entrepreneur just trying to get it, off the ground. At the end of the day, I want them to join. I want them to feel that value. So it's like whoever wants to come in the community could come in the community. So
no, that's really cool. I mean, what and who exactly? Let's say you're walking like, let's say randomly taking the train, and then somebody sees you're talking about on the phone to this person about hype. How do you basically get that message across to someone that would be like, hey, what is hype exactly? Like, how, what's that about?
Yeah. So I tell them what it is. It's a health education and media company.
Okay.
Right. And the reason being is a health and education companies. I actually love fitness and I love film. Those are the two things that I love the most. And I like to and this is a perfect way to combine it. Right. And I've always told people that if I could do anything, if money wasn't an option, and if I could do anything, I would want to be an actor or a teacher. Yeah. And being able to do this lets me do both. I can be behind the camera and I can also be in front of the camera, but I can also teach at the same time. So for me, I tell people I do, health education videos. I talk about like protein. I talk about how many days a week you should be working out, like how many hours. Why does it matter that you need to do resistance training over cardio sometimes? Why is it important that you time manage, like when you can fit in and work out? Like sometimes you don't need to be in the gym for 2 hours. So I make videos about that. That's the first thing, is the education aspect. And then the second piece of it is I actually do coaching. So some people are like, well, this information is great and I understand it, but I need help implementing it. And not only implementing it, I want to implement it in my specific situation, right? Because everybody has a different job. Some people are investment bankers. I've had clients that are investment bankers, consultants, and they all have different lifestyles, right? So it's like, yeah, they still understand that this is good information, but what exactly can I take away? So that's what I usually tell people. There's the education side, and then there's also like the education media side, but then there's also the coaching element where I help somebody get from whether it's fat to fit, skinny to fit, really just getting them to a point where they feel hype about their life. Basically, they're healthy and youthful, they're feeling productive at work, and they're feeling excited about just life in general. So
yeah, so right off the bat, there's three components that I notice when you're speaking. One is definitely you have your vision in place. I see that because, again, we're like-minded individuals in terms of entrepreneurs. So I know that definitely right off the bat is you know how to display your vision onto others. Because I'm already engaged. And this is the first time we've actually met. So, just him even speaking, I'm interested in hype. He's telling me exactly how he started it, how it's progressing, and how he's getting other people to believe in his vision. That's the one key component in entrepreneurship. The other is the passion. And that's one thing I know that Noah could definitely attest to, is the passion aspect of it. Because again, every day is different. We both work 9-to-5 jobs. We work in the Wall Street. We basically go from Wall Street, build our business right from work, and still have time to do our day-to-day job of just, I wouldn't say job, day-to-day lifestyle, of basically, whether it be relationships with friends, girls, I say girlfriends. Let me preference. Yeah, let me just be careful with that.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend. Girlfriend. And basically just hanging out, so that's definitely something that I definitely take away from just even listening to that. So I do want to get into a question with that as well, though, is basically you are your brand, right?
Yep.
That's what I've heard many entrepreneurs say, entrepreneurs on that is in our level in terms of startup, and entrepreneurs that get to the level of people that we see on a daily basis. I read somewhere that, so people were saying that how is what's that Kardashian girl or Jenner girl, whatever her name is, how
Kylie.
Yeah, how is she self-made? And she basically comes from money. True. But that coming from money, having that name, she took that and as a brand basically became, quote unquote, the youngest billionaire from Forbes.
Yep. So
my question is, in terms of branding, what are the key components in branding? I know it because, again, it comes from a place of entrepreneurship. I know that when you have a brand, it has to be you. You are the most important brand. You also need a logo, something that kind of speaks to your brand, whether it be, example, if I think of Starbucks, I see that green lady. I think it's a lady, right? Or like a forest thing. I don't
Something
know.
Like that. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Actually, I'm trying to think, what is that?
Exactly. I don't know what the heck it is. But the point is, I know what it is when I see Starbucks.
Yeah.
If I see Apple, it looks like somebody bit an apple. So I know that is Apple. So in terms of branding, for the entrepreneurs listening. Oh, I forgot to shout out. Excuse me. I want to shout out the YouTube viewership, Spotify, SoundCloud. I forgot about you guys. Old people, young people. I want to shout out scammers. I've been getting hit up with some scammers lately. I don't know why.
Oh, the ones that be like, yo, let me increase your followers.
Let me increase your followers.
Like, bro,
I want to shout you guys out. Exactly.
Increase my following.
I want to shout out the college kids. We get a lot of college kids that listen to us as well. And, everybody just working. I know everybody's working. The lazy people that's not working, thank you for listening too. That's a work in itself, I guess, for you guys. So thanks. So, but back to what I want to ask in terms of branding. Do you believe that having the right brand, whether it be yourself and or a logo, or even both, is a component to build your business with? Or do you think that that's not really needed for someone that might be saying like, I want to get a logo, but I don't know what the right logo is? Do they have to be so worried about having the right logo, the right design, or is just something that just speaks to the vision that they can kind of share with people?
Got it. Yeah, no, this is a really good question. And how I view brand, the first thing actually, man, I tell everybody at the base of your personal brand, of course, is like you said, is being yourself. But the second thing is, what do you stand for?
Yeah.
Right? A brand doesn't matter unless you have something to stand for.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, mine is hype. Mine is energy. I want to give hype to other people,
mm-hmm.
right? And that's what I try to bring in everything that I do. It's, what is it that you stand for? Is it community? Is it, hard work? Like,
yeah.
Gary Vee, hard work. What is it that you stand for? That's the first thing. Once you define what you stand for, then you're already almost automatically working in your authentic self. And that's why I tell people, branding, it starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, no matter what you start in your entrepreneurship journey,
mm-hmm.
somebody's probably done it.
Yeah.
Nobody is like the next. I tell people it's really rare to be the next Mark Zuckerberg,
mm-hmm.
right? You're probably going to be doing something like I tell people all the time, like I'm not the first health and fitness coach,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the only Noah Banks out here.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, that brand has got to distinguish me. And now people are getting to a point where people will buy into, like, whether it's purchasing with their own money, or even their attention for the person.
Yeah.
Not for necessarily the product.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying first because, oh, do I like this guy? I relate to him, right? Like,
yeah.
I love superheroes. Oh, this guy likes superheroes. Oh, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Let me listen. Oh, he also talks about fitness. That's real cool. I want to tune in,
yeah.
right? Because at the end of the day, fitness information is fitness information.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So from like a branding perspective, having an idea of what you stand for, I definitely think is really big. 2, understanding that it is you. Like,
mm-hmm.
you are your personal brand, so you want to be operating in your optimal self.
Mm-hmm.
The second and the third thing, so when it comes to logos, websites, all that,
mm-hmm.
it's funny that you asked that. I actually personally think that's the last thing that you should worry about. Mm-hmm. So other than having, like I said, those first 2 things, I said the third thing is you have to solve a problem, right?
Exactly.
What is the problem that your brand is solving,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, it's the lack of fitness, nutrition, education, and actual health of young professionals in a busy working environment.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem I'm solving,
mm-hmm.
right? A logo doesn't matter if you don't have that figured out.
That's true.
a website doesn't matter if you don't have it figured out. Like if somebody was to walk to you and be like, hey, I heard you're starting a business. What is it what are you guys doing? Oh, I got this nice logo and this nice website. Okay, cool. What is it about? I have this nice website. I have this nice logo.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so what is it that you guys do?
Exactly.
Right? So I think, again, figure out, what you stand for. Understand that you have to be authentic. And then what is the problem that you're solving? And if you operate from there first, then you can start kind of figuring out like, okay, well, how do I want the branding to look? What colors? Like, what are the colors are going to make people feel this certain way? What exactly logo do I want to be my name? Because at the end of the day, if it's about you, technically you don't really even need a logo. If you're your own personal brand, you got to do your logo is a picture of your face. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, definitely the two things that I definitely took from you that I definitely would agree on is exactly like you said. A lot of people get enamored with the fact that they see people have a nice website or a nice logo. That automatically means that they're doing well, or they post a lot of content. That means that they know exactly what they're doing with their business. That's not necessarily true. I know you would definitely attest to that. Is if I'm able to sit with an executive in the elevator for 2 minutes, I'll say 2 minutes because literally that's what you do get in the elevator is 2 minutes. Can I explain my business to this person? Could this person be engaged, understand exactly point A, B, and C that I'm explaining to my business, and exactly what is the problem that I'm solving with my business? Like you said, again, when you create a business, you create a business to solve a solution. When basically somebody comes out with a hairline, they want to have wigs customized for women and or men, whatever route you're going, to basically, sell something that they feel like they could get at an affordable price, get good hair, whatever the case is. Your business, like you said, basically offer that energy that you're even delivering. That's a brand in itself. I see a lot of women that do a lot of waist, tummy tees, all that. They are their own brand. I mean, that's the bodies that men look at, women look at, because they want to kind of model that. So that's a brand in itself. So definitely for anybody listening, whether you do have a business, whether you thinking about having a business, maybe you're just admire people that have a business and, you aspire to kind of just help build on their business. The one clear thing, as Noah kind of alluded to, is having an answer to a problem. What is the problem that your business is solving? Our business, we deal with basically in terms of entrepreneurs. We give resources to entrepreneurs, whether it does actually go through website and logo designing and just different type of avenues like that. We do it at an affordable price. We do it at a rate where we understand that not even just in terms of money, but we understand that we work with you so we can build on that. So you don't look like whatever your case is, you know exactly what you're talking about with your logo, your brand, whatever the case is. But I'm gonna stop talking about that because I didn't come here to hype myself. I can't. Talk about
but you make a good point though too. I think that's something because I don't want to discount that either though, right? Like the website and thing. Because at the end of the day too, the next question somebody's gonna be like is where you at? Like like do you have a business card or do you like where can I find you?
Exactly.
And I've noticed when you tell people, oh, here's my Instagram, that's the first thing people do, right? People now instead of phone numbers they do what's your Instagram. But when it comes to a business, you want to actually still kind of want to be special and have that website and still like have a place where people can go, right? And if you're thinking about entrepreneurship, get on your email list or like you want to have, because at the end of the day, these social media platforms, you don't own them.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
That's the one thing. So definitely I think websites and logos are still valuable. I was saying from a branding standpoint that the first things that you need to focus on, like again, the like your authentic self and what problem you're solving and standing for something. But the next thing I would say is like making sure like, do you have a way to get your community off of social media? Because what if Facebook and Instagram just vanishes?
That's true.
What happens?
That's true.
Right? What's going to happen?
That's true.
Right? And then to your point about the logo, you said the Apple, eating the Apple, the Starbucks thing, if people can't look and see that this is what this means, like this is what this business or brand means, I recognize this, then you can't distinguish yourself from anybody else. Right? So I definitely think those are I would say the superhero reference. Those are like your cape and your suit. right? Like your website and your logo. People see that and they know, oh, I know what he stands for, right? I know what he stands for. I know what he does. So
no, it's true. I definitely agree. What you're basically saying in terms of, yeah, if fucking Zuckerberg decided to, Zuckerberg, if you listen, I know you probably not, but if you have somebody listen, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
What happened yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what the fuck I want to ask. What the hell happened?
Yeah, everybody's freaking out,
It was a whole day. People were freaking out. I saw Shade Room in the flux. Shade Room was dying. They were like, what's going on? Shade Room didn't know how to handle themselves. You know, they post everything before the actual people post their own stuff. No, but seriously, like he said, if social media was to disappear, can your business still continue?
Yep.
Let me repeat what I just said. If social media tomorrow disappeared, people listening, would your business still flourish? Sometimes people focus too much on the glitz and glamour and don't understand the hard work behind the scenes of what it takes to basically operate a business. It sucks being a CEO. It sucks being the owner. I aspire everybody, and I'm going to break it down for you guys real quick. People believe that because somebody says they're a CEO, hallelujah, the person is doing great.
Yeah, put it on the Instagram.
They put it on Instagram, I'm CEO, this and that. The CEO is the last person to get paid. The CEO stays up the latest. The CEO deals with all the bullshit coming from everybody that wants to either use their business idea and or basically wants to work with them so they can use them to basically do their own thing. Yeah. You have to deal with that as well. There's so many shit that basically goes into even operating a business. So what I agree with him is saying that if you are promoting your business on social media, everybody should, because again, we're in a digital age. I think you should at least have an understanding of social media if you don't even use social media, because again, that's necessary to get your brand out there. But that is not the sole purpose of you using social media, just to post a bunch of stuff and I don't even know who the hell is coming from. I need to know that if I speak to Noah, I know Noah is associated with H.Y.P.E. If I'm speaking to Charles is associated with Danso Financial Group. That is how you get your name out there. You have to go out there, people. You have to connect with individuals, and you have to be the dumbest person in the room. And when I say you have to be the dumbest person in the room, you associate yourself with other entrepreneurs that are other in a light where they've been there, done that, what you're going through right now, or they're in the same scope. Because end of the day, those are people that's going to connect with you, understand what you're going through, and you ask those questions. You always want to ask questions to people that are in the same spectrum as you. If you're at work, you ask questions to your manager every day, because that's how you get better. Nobody knows everything. So my point in closing is basically saying that you have to basically ask the right questions to know the right answers is how to build yourself. You are your own brand, as most important. But it goes on to the next thing I'm going to ask is, do I need money to operate on a business? To open a business? Do I need money? I always hear this question. I need to save like $10,000, $20K to open a business. What do you think about that?
I tell people, instead of trying to save, start. And start with what you have. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, you got to start with what you have. For example, like I have my camera recording me right now. I started just making videos with like a cheapo point and shoot camera, right? I would just put it to the end, put it near like on one of the pieces of equipment, and I'll be working out like, oh, it's falling, try to catch it, put it back, and that thing was like probably like I think like $300, right? Yeah. And yeah, you could say, well, that you saved. I'm like, nah, I just bought it. I just saved up, and I saved up like one part of my paycheck and just bought it. And I just started filming that day. I didn't try to save up for this big old camera that all these big YouTubers or fitness influencers had. I was like, nah, I'm gonna start with something. I honestly could have started with my phone, but at that time, I didn't have the best phone, so I didn't want to I still had a little bit of quality I wanted to add to it, but still start. You don't even have to let's say you want to sell something. That doesn't mean you need to save up until you actually can buy whatever you're trying to sell. Well, let's say it's like physical products. Do market research. Start by asking people, would you want this product? okay, what would this product do to help you? Mm-hmm. Would you be willing to put a pre-order down for this product? Mm-hmm. If so, cool. Boom. There's your money. Right? And but if you are waiting to save, guess what? You're waiting to save. You might be like, okay, I'm going to save for a whole year. I can almost promise you're going to dig into that fund to buy something else.
You heard that?
Right?
You, heard that,
you know, like at the end of the day, like, oh, dinner's coming up. Oh, I got a date coming up. All right, you know what? I'm going to dig into this, right? I've been saving this. I'm going to take $50 out of here real quick. So then that saving never happens. I always tell people, it's even the same thing with fitness. Later is always never. You're always delaying the progress that you got to make.
Now repeat that one time for the people.
You're always going to be delaying the progress you're going to make. Later always means never. Because every time you keep pushing something back, guess what? You just got to push it back again. Because it's a habit. Push it back again. It's the same reason why people don't go work out, right? Oh, I'll just wait until next Monday. Okay, next Monday. You know what? Something kind of happened. I like the middle of the week. In the middle of the week, I'm going to get a pump up in the middle of the week. Okay, cool. What happened in the middle of the week? Oh, you know what? The weekend's better. I got more time on the weekends. Ask my weekend. Monday's going to be better. You always got to push it out. Why? Because you're afraid. You're afraid that you know you're going to mess up, fail, do something wrong. But there's no reason that, like, when you're an entrepreneur, it's all about do. That's it. You just do. Pivot, do. Yeah. Fail. All right, keep doing. And you just keep doing that because at the end of the day, when like an entrepreneur is always on the go, and that's what makes an entrepreneur so great, is that they just know how to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Get stuff done and move forward. That's it. That's all really an entrepreneur needs to do. Solve problems and keep moving forward. That's it.
That's true. No, I agree, because again, what he just basically emphasized is what I want to emphasize to everybody that's listening is, again, people don't post or display their failures a lot of times, but the best things happen through failures and challenges. That is how you can separate yourself to become on the spectrum as the people that you admire the most, that you basically look up to, whether it be Oprah, whether it be, I'm just naming people that's coming to my head, Diddy. I could go down the line. So basically, again, like he said, you have to be afraid to fail. And it's okay to show your progress that you're failing, because end of the day is, if you're only showing individuals the good, there's somebody that's watching and thinking that they just have to do good, or they just always have to be perfect to basically get to the level that they aspired by watching you and or following you. I'll tell you right now, there's been times that I've literally been on negative in terms of funds. There's been times that ideas that I had have been terrible. And there's been times that I've literally felt like quitting and literally just giving up in this entrepreneurship world. Because again, it's challenging. Sometimes you feel tired. Like you said, there's some days I might want to go to the gym. I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm tired. I just had a long day of work. I just want to go home. But again, I've went through those challenges so much of just literally going through just bullshit that to the point like now it's just like I'm immune to it, because at the end of the day, I understand that for me to get to the level that I aspire to be, I have to be challenged. And if I'm not challenging myself, I'm not failing, then I'm not doing it right. If you're watching an entrepreneur and he seems like he or she has the perfect lifestyle, that's a lie. Everybody that's literally hit a level of success has failed at some point in their lives and continues to fail. That's how they get better.
Yeah, and authenticity is, I think, is the new gold, man. Yeah. Because people right now, it's like when commercials come, people try to skip commercials, right? Mm-hmm. It's now getting to the point where people don't want to see your highlight reel.
That's true.
Because everybody knows, okay, well, what's the real you? That's why stories are popping off on Instagram right now, because it's a chance to see the real you. It's almost a behind the scenes look. Yeah. Right? And people got to see the failures. I mean, I'll be honest with the audience today. This week was actually probably my most unhealthiest weeks ever. I was getting about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And it wasn't because I was working hard. Let me tell you that too. I wasn't working hard. Yeah. My tail was being lazy. I was watching YouTube for 4 or 5 hours. I just bought a new camera and I was just looking up lenses. Right?
Yeah.
Plain simple. Equipment, and I was like, oh, this is a good video. I just get stuck in that little trap, start watching like Avengers trailers and going through different things. And again, got to the point where I wasn't meal prepping. So then what was I doing? Well, this whole week at lunch, I ate out. I tried to be healthy where I could, right? And guess what? I'm going to use that experience and tell people why it's important to have a routine. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm tired, bro. I'm exhausted right now, right?
We all are.
I'm exhausted, and I was a little bit stressed out because I'm like, man, I'm not moving forward in my business. Somebody's beating me right now. But I was like, you know what? This is a good teaching moment because that's what people want to see. People want to see real. People want to see this, rock looking dude, right? Like, oh, The Rock, who's just, The Rock is real authentic, but they don't want to see some big guy who's like, oh, you got to eat like this. I'm like, nah, I'm real too, man. Like, I mess up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, but now, and then you just have to, again, like, you don't want to just keep being a sob story, right? Like, you don't be like, yo, today sucked, and I had a terrible day. Yeah. And then you're like, can you relate? Yeah. Next day, I had a terrible day, bro. Can you relate? I'm like,
it's true.
No, like,
it's true.
You want to be able to share that down moment, what you learned. And I think people are always wanting to know how to learn. How can they improve themselves?
That's true.
Right? How can they overcome that setback? So, like I said, that's one of the content. I literally wrote it out. Why it's important to have a routine and why I screwed it up. Right? And that's got to be content that I'm going to put out there and be honest with people.
No, that's great. That's great. I mean, like, basically, I do want to say that, you coming on here, even for myself, and I'm not even just saying it because I give a fuck, honestly, if somebody's here or not. I'm just saying in the point of you even coming here has put things in my head in terms of, and I'm always thinking, my head is all types of messed up, but my point to say is like, it's making me think of things that even I can do to improve myself, improve my business, improve my relationships. I think that's a key component, something you kind of, maybe we didn't really touch upon, but it's also having healthy relationships, because sometimes when you do have a business, it takes away from those relationships that you have with family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case is.
Well, preach.
Yeah, so
it's a lonely road.
Yeah, it's a lonely road, road. And again, you will feel lonely. You will feel like you're not connecting because again, you might not feel that whatever the person is doing, they can relate to in terms of what the burden that you put on yourself. But that's okay, because end of the day, it's okay to feel like that, but it's also good to remember that we are only human. We do have individuals in our lives that do support us or don't support us, whatever the case is, but they're there for a reason. So we can't just neglect them, feel like they're not equal to us in some way, because they are. It's just that maybe their lifestyle is not the entrepreneurship lifestyle, but we are entrepreneurs, but we're human first. So my point to say is, and I know you guys are probably listening like, oh, he's about to be all emotional with this and stuff. Nah, it's not. But again, those are going to be those people that are around you that when you do find that success in whatever avenue that you're doing, they're there to support you. So
I definitely want to say something to this, because this is a big part actually that I failed at, right? I got so enveloped in my business and my brand where I was talking about it all the time, right? And I have a girlfriend, I have a brother who lives with my roommate, and I have my mom, and I literally was so enveloped in that's all I talked about. And it got to a point where my girlfriend's like, every conversation that we have is about this.
Yeah, I've been there.
Like I want to talk about just normal stuff. And it really, and even my brother was like, yo, like, we haven't hung out in a bit. And my mom's like, yo, you haven't called me. And mom's always wants to call. But she's like, you haven't called me that much. And I was like, yo, I'm forgetting about the real ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm forgetting about the people who do have my back. But you got to remember, this business, at the end of the day, relationships help run the world too, right? And especially those relationships that you really, really need. You don't want to lose those close relationships because of the fact that, you want to just kill it at your business, right? Because there's got to be a time where you're going to be in the lowest of the lows. And you're not going to be able to get yourself out of there. It's got to be those people, those close people that you talked about that help lift you up. And so don't forget those relationships that are outside of your business, right? Value them, cherish them, set time for them. Really, really set time for them, because at the end of the day, again, what if your business fails? and you already have a ruined relationship, you can't get that relationship back as fast as you could start another business again.
It's true.
So definitely cherish those relationships, Kristen. I'm sorry, I know I talked about it a lot. I'm doing better though. I'm doing better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So I mean, basically, the reason why I want to bring Noah in, just this is because a final piece of the entrepreneurship. I had a bunch of questions, but honestly, I'm not gonna ask because I just don't like scripting shit. It just doesn't make sense to me. I like just connecting on a personal level. So, like I said, just bringing Noah for you guys was just to get an idea in terms of what entrepreneurship details. Again, we have this podcast as a platform to speak to you guys in terms of understanding what the lifestyle is of being financially sound. And that goes for everybody. But also there is an entrepreneurship piece. We're not dumb. We understand we're in a world now where entrepreneurship is the backbone of businesses. Amazon is an entrepreneurial company. People tend to forget that because it was started up from Jeff Bezos before it became the powerhouse that it is. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with Apple. I could go down the line. But my point to say is all these guys that you see and girls, they were just like us. I think sometimes we tend to forget that in the entrepreneurship world when we're just starting out. Sometimes we get gassed up a lot of times. We also have to be humbled by that aspect of it as well. But again, speaking to individuals, hearing from individuals like us, I think gives a good perspective for you guys more that's listening to understand that, we're challenged just like everybody else. We even get it more because of the fact that we decide to be that group that decide to pursue something outside of just having a 9-to-5 job or just, doing whatever the case is.
Don't feel like you gotta quit your job.
Exactly.
Dude.
That's what I want to. That's what me and him Noah were talking about. Was just saying that you don't have to quit your job. You shouldn't quit your job because end of the day, I know, and I'm sure he knows so many people that have decided to do that route and they're struggling much now,
bro.
Because end of the day, your job is used to pay the bills. That's first and foremost.
Exactly.
You have to pay your bills. You can't run away from Uncle Sam. You can move to whatever country. The government is always going to be there. So take care of your bills. Make sure that your credit is always high, again, because that is spending power. I'll leave that for another podcast episode, but
and leverage your weight.
Exactly.
Leverage your paycheck.
Exactly.
Use that, of course, to pay your debt and your expenses. But instead of going out to the club or instead of spending money on some super nice, like clothes that you just don't need, invest it into your business.
Exactly.
My camera that's right there, I was like, look, my bonus is coming up. I'm gonna use a little bit of this to get a new camera and up my production quality.
Exactly.
I could have blew it at a club, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Going out with the boys. But no, I was like, no, I'm gonna actually take this. I'm gonna leverage this, right? Because I don't need to spend all my money on useless things.
It's true,
right?
Yeah.
I see having a job, a full 9-to-5 job, as a advantage. It's an advantage, really, because now you're operating from a place of not operating from a place of scarcity. Sometimes when people get scarce, it's hard for them to actually do business because then they're just trying to sell, which can be good, but people are now at a point where I don't want to be sold to.
That's true. I
want to develop a relationship first, and then you could sell to me. But if you're just sell because you're like, I gotta make money to pay the next paycheck. Yeah, you're gonna grind. You gotta grind. It might work for some people. Sometimes that works. Some people are not that risk averse.
That's true.
Leverage it. Find a way. Put yourself a plan. If you need to, give me myself my 1 or 2 years. I'm gonna put money away to be able to. I'm still gonna work on my business, but I'm gonna put some money away so then maybe I could try it for 6 months or a year to just do it on my own. But do not quit your job if it's got to put you in a very poor financial situation. It is not worth it.
Exactly. I mean, and like he's saying, basically, look, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. He's not here to tell you that, but we're just speaking from a place of knowledge, of a place of experience, because we've been through it. We know people that go through it in terms of Some individuals might quit their job. You know, they might find success because they might have, but 9 out of 10 times, I'm pretty sure they saved and or planned ahead before doing that. The ones that do find success in that, you know. So again, it's okay to have a 9-to-5 job. Don't follow these people that tell you that you have to quit your job to build a business. That's a lie. You just have to be disciplined. You have to find a balance between working your 9-to-5 job as 9 to 6, 8 to 5, whatever schedule you follow, and understand that you're gonna have to do something that takes more than just a 9-to-5 and go home to sleep to build your business, because you use what you make from your 9-to-5 job to pay your bills, like I said. But again, that 6 to 10, 6 to 11 is what you use to build your life, build your vision. And it doesn't, you know, you're gonna feel tired. I'm not gonna lie, we all feel tired. We all feel like giving up, but you know, once you get into that scope, once you build your vision, your dream of having that business, that world solving problem through your business. I don't know if I said that right. That problem solving thing for your business. Yeah, exactly.
I got you. I got you.
It basically becomes passion, because that's something that you understand that even you being tired right now is going to benefit you in the long term, because again, and you find success through it. I started my business about almost going on 4 or 5 years now, and I'm only now starting to see a little bit of success from it. And that's okay, because I've come to understand that it takes time. You know, this is a marathon that we're all running here. For everybody running a business, not even running a business, living life, it's a marathon. So as a marathon sprinter, what are you doing to discipline yourself to be able to last on that track? How are you able to get to that finish line? What are the small steps that you're doing that maybe your competition might not be doing to get yourself an edge? I think of Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is tall, yes, but he goes a little bit harder. He does that little thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure if we were to speak to him now, he'll tell you that little thing he does that his competitors probably will tell you that they don't do. So people listening, like he said, don't listen to these people flexing on Instagram, doing all that, going out to party. Everybody should go out and enjoy themselves. We're not saying don't enjoy yourself, but be smart. It's okay to spend $100, maybe not even less than $100, less than $100 to $100 if you go out for one night, for one every other weekend, or just once out the month, whatever the case is, as opposed to going out blowing your money literally in one setting to impress some guy or girl that they don't even really care about you like that, or friends that just there for the hype. Because again, if those are your real friends, you also have to surround yourself with the right people that are going to tell you like, look, let's do this. Let's build a business. Let's use this to save for something that we want to do. You want to travel, use that money to save it and travel. Learn about the world. You know, broaden your horizons. But
yeah, don't quit your job. Quit the stupid stuff.
Yeah,
that's
just quit. Exactly, just quit the stupid.
Job, quit the stupid stuff. Like it's just like, is this got to benefit you moving forward?
Exactly, and yeah, I mean that's what we pretty much have. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have anything else to add before we close out?
I'm good, but actually I do want to say this, man. I want to say that at the end of the day, the first thing, and this is just from basically me, if you could do anything, take care of your health. Your body's not an iPhone. You can't upgrade it next year. You get one body. Take care of it. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so tell the people listening what your business. How can they connect with you? Anybody that's interested.
Yeah, anybody that's interested, you want to find me, of course, on Instagram, Noah C Banks. That's NoahCBanks. Okay. Or you can go to embracethehype.net. And that's just my website, but those are really the two main places that you can find me. Or you can look up the hashtag Embrace the Hype, and you'll most likely see pictures of either me, my brother, or people working out. So, yeah, that's where you can find me.
No, thank you, Noah, for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you joined. I like you. I like your vision. I like that you're able to articulate your vision. I think that's most important to me, to people that might be even listening, you know, because again, I'm engaged, and again, this is the first time we met, so I'm glad that you were able to come. Rami, thank you. I know you're listening, whatever the hell you're doing.
Baby, pass Madden, boy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm coming, bro.
He wants that Madden challenge. So anyway, you guys, we will be having that posted soon for you guys. By the time you guys hear this, it probably will be up on all platforms, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, I think Anchor. So thank you guys, and yeah, see See you next time.
Catch you later, guys.
All right.